Hey everybody, Calvin Nation here with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be doing an update for you. Today's update is about the last 2 months. As you know, if you saw my last update video in May, I went tree planting for 2 months, a very Canadian thing to do. Yes. But yeah, I was tree planting for 2 months from May 5th, I think. I left May 3rd. Tree planting from May 5th to July something. Last day was last week Friday. Today is Wednesday. And it was a great time. Had a very fun time. Met a bunch of super cool people and planted a shitload of trees. I planted 94,175 total. The trees, actually, you know what? Let me get one, I'll be right back. Here's a tree. Hopefully you can see it from there. Basically that's all the tree, there you go. That's all the tree is, that's what I planted. This is a jack pine. It's actually kind of dying. My friend actually left a bundle in his bags by accidentally, so I took 10 off of them to bring home and plant. These are what they look like. They're all about that long. There's a plug about this long at the bottom that you're planting. If you want to check out kind of what tree planting is all about, I mean, there's tons of videos on it, but that's all we're planting. We planted jack pine, white spruce, black spruce, and at the first week, we planted red and white pine also, so only jack, white, so only 5 different types of trees total. The main ones were just white pine, or white spruce, black spruce, and jack pine. Those were the three main ones we planted for the last month and a half. So yeah, I planted 94,000 of those. I was telling people I'd like to see a pile just of the trees unbundled, all just in a pile, see how many 94,000 actually looks like. But yeah, basically every morning you get up at 6 or so, you go to the block, it's called, at 7. The block is the chunk of land that our whole crew plants together. Each person is assigned a piece. Basically the piece is a section of land off of that block that you as an individual plant. My biggest piece was probably about 15,000 trees. That was just by myself. You can partner plant. For a week I partner planted with a friend. I like going alone just because I think I can plant a little faster. Depends on if the motivation is there. A lot of people will tell you that tree planting is only 5% physical. It's a hard job, but the mental aspect is pretty much 95% for me, even more. So it was good having my buddy there for a week because that was our shittiest land. So we helped each other motivate and get ourselves through that week. But if you have good land, I think going solo is the way to go. But yeah, our highest rookie planted maybe 110,000 total trees. Again, mine was around 95,000. So I was about 5th rookie out of 65 total people, probably 42 rookies or something. So I was up there. I was only 200 trees off of one of the vets, of beating one of the vets, and another 200 trees off of being 4th rookie. I was ahead of maybe 3 or 4 vets, so I think I did really well for my first year, especially even with the chest. It gave me some definite issues during the 2 months, but just planted through it and it worked out, and that's really good. So it was a great year. I think I'm going to go back next year, but tree planting, definitely a hard job, definitely as hard as people say it is, but I definitely recommend it to my Canadian viewers. It's super fun. By the way, I planted with Haveman Brothers. It's a great company, really good bosses. Dave Haveman is a really, really good dude. Check him out if you're in the Ontario area. I think Ontario planters are lower in the books compared to BC and Alberta planters. I find that tree planting is kind of like a whole hierarchy type thing, which is kind of annoying. But once you get to camp, everyone's super, super friendly. But there is kind of a competition mentality in the whole thing. But it was really, really fun. Again, I recommend it to everyone. Um, it's a really hard job. It'll teach you a lot of things. Physically, I actually think, like I said earlier, it's only like 5% physical for me. But physically, I think construction was actually harder. But I think overall, just the job is way harder because you're actually living in tents for the entire 2 months. That's one really hard thing about it. So every day, and I kind of started to walk through the days, but kind of drifted off there. Get up at 6, go to the block at 7, plant trees. You don't get any actual breaks, and it's all piece pay. So I got paid 9 cents per tree. Again, planted 94,175 of those trees. So I think that totaled up to about $7,200, which is pretty good for 2 months. And like I said, our highest guy planted like 170,000 trees. Actually, I didn't say that yet. Our highest guy planted 170,000 trees. There you go. So you can see how much money people make in 2 months. It's pretty nuts. Hopefully next year, if I go, I hope to plant around 120,000 maybe even a bit more. The first month is really quite slow, so depending on the way it goes next year with the land and everything, because it all kind of depends on the land, I could probably plant easy 120 or more, so that should be really cool. Hopefully I'll be able to go next year. But yeah, then you work all through the day. For me personally, I took almost no breaks because that's just the way it goes with piece pay. Get on the bus again back at around 6 o'clock, work from 8 to 6, and yeah, then you go back to camp, have a good meal, have a fire, sleep in a tent, do it the next day and the next day, all 6-day weeks for us because we had about 20 quitters. It's a hard job, so a lot of people quit, which sucks, which made us go overboard by a week. That's why some of you guys probably were wondering where I was, since I said that I'd probably be home around June 31st, because that was the scheduled date for us to all return home. But a bunch of people quit, so that made our tree count higher. Well, not higher, but it made us all have to plant more trees per person, which obviously meant a longer time tree planting. But yeah, we had the other crew too. There's actually 2 crews. One is closer to Manitoba area and Minnesota area, kind of down that way, kind of southwest of Thunder Bay, and we were kind of northeast of Thunder Bay. So our crews were like 10 hours apart. They came and helped us finish it the last week, which was cool. The last day we had every single one of us planting together, and it was so hectic. If you're a tree planter, you'll know the term cattle plant. We had like probably close to a 70-person cattle plant at the end. It was so cool. I was asking a bunch of the bosses and a couple of the clients if they've ever seen a bigger cattle plant than that, and they said no. Basically what a cattle plant is kind of at the end of either finishing a block, because there's a bunch of blocks, or at the end of the complete contract. A lot of times you'll have open land where someone didn't quite finish. You finished your little chunk of land, so you got to go help them. Maybe there's one little piece left, one piece that would originally be for one person, but you just got to get that done. So you just have a couple people all in a line planting. We had about 70 people in one line, 6 feet apart, because that's how far apart the spacing of the trees need to go. We had 70 people in one line just planting entire pieces. It was super funny, and we planted till 11 o'clock that day. So that was, let's see, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 13, 8 to 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that was, how many hours is that? That's like 16 hours we planted that day. It was intense. I only did 1 day longer than that, and that was in construction, but it's crazy, tree planting for 16 hours or so. We got back at close to 1 too, because our block was so far away. But yeah, it was crazy. We finished on that Friday. We had to get it done before the Saturday because that was our final deadline, or else our company gets fined pretty hard. But yeah, it was nuts. So I'm glad it's done. I just got back Monday, this Monday, so just 2 days ago. And yeah, you guys saw my I'm Back video, pretty cool. I got to listen to the new Knife Party album. I didn't get to really do anything on the internet because you're out in the complete boonies up in Northern Ontario. I got internet connection once a week because we only had one-day weekends, like I said. And yeah, I got internet connection once a week or so. I lost my phone in a swamp. Sometimes I listen to music straight from my phone. I'd put it right in my safety vest, and I guess I bent over once and it just fell right out into a swamp, so that sucks. Gotta get a new phone. Also, you guys might have seen in that I'm Back video, hopefully we still got time left in there, I got a new orange Paramilitary 2. Unfortunately, these came in the mail like 3 days after I left. I was really hoping they came earlier, but I finally got to see these after 2 months of them being at my house without me being able to see them. So the orange Para. You might have also seen my 62 here. I actually made it latchless. I put this together yesterday. Pretty wicked knife, actually. I really like it, so you'll see probably kind of maybe a first impressions video today if I have the time, but my memory's really, or my battery's really low. And if you saw my secret message on my I'm Back video, you'll have seen that I left my charger all the way back at camp. Oops, I just spit there. All the way back at camp, which is 20 hours away from here, so hopefully I can get that charge back. You might not actually see any videos from me for another like 2 weeks, unfortunately, if I don't get that charger back. We're actually running super low on time right now. You can't see it, but it said 24 minutes, so we probably got like 10 minutes left on my battery. But yeah, 2 sick knives. Hopefully you'll see videos on these soon. Might not happen. Yeah. Glad to be back. I probably left a bunch of stuff out that I wanted to talk about. You guys missed it yesterday. I had a really nice beard going on. Shaved that off. Probably look really weird right now. Haven't seen myself in 2 months, really. There's no mirrors around. You pretty much gotta use reflections from like water and shit to see yourself. It's pretty nuts. It's crazy how rugged it is out there. I mean, think about camping, and then think about camping while planting trees every day in really shitty conditions. So, I mean, camping is great, but tree planting camping sucks. You're in this shitty little area, camped out, planting trees every morning, getting up at 6, nothing to do there. But the people are just, they're super cool. I met some really fun people. Probably be friends with them forever. But yeah, it was super fun. But if you think you've done similar things camping, you're wrong. Tree planting it's crazy. It's not like camping at all. So yeah, that's it. Glad to be back, like I said, and I really appreciate your guys' support, wishing me all the best on tree planting, and it worked out very well. Had a good season, and yeah, it was fun. So I appreciate the comments, the questions, everything you guys have to offer, and yeah, if you have any questions, let me know, and I will get back to you very shortly. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.